All right, all right. What's going on, party people? I know ain't nobody in here yet. Just doing a quick check in and all that good stuff. Uh, we'll see we do what it do. I ain't feel like going upstairs on my computer, so I'm down here in the kitchen, somewhat chilling and stuff. Um, yeah. Oh man, oh man, oh man. All right, let me let me get all this stuff together here and see what we got going on. Thanks for hitting the like button when y'all come in. What is that? Where? Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to put that up there. There we go. Hit the like button, all that good stuff. um, yeah, I just wanted to check in because I'm tired and I ain't feel like going upstairs and everything. So I just picked up an order. I got tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So once they get the docs, I got to print those out and everything. And matter of fact, let me put that on my calendar right now, so I don't forget and stuff. But how's everybody doing? I know there's been a lot going on. People, hey, what's going on, Shannon? I know a lot of people been going, went to the Philly social this weekend and everything. So hope that was good for y'all. Again, I apologize I couldn't make it. Some family stuff came up, had to take care of, but they did have me come on via Zoom. So we had a good time with that. And then I've actually talked to several of the people who went to the Philly social that heard me speak and wanted to, get to know me a little bit more and find out more about what I do to help notaries out. So I appreciate y'all, and I also appreciate y'all for joining the YouTube channel membership. You hit that join button down there at the bottom there, right across from my channel name, and also, subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff. So it is Susan talking about finally caught alive. Yeah, I was just sitting here. Look, I just finished eating a grilled cheese sandwich. And I was like, let me just hop on and do a quick live, chop it up with y'all. There's just so much going on with the notary world. And again, thanks for hitting the like button. Man, this real estate market is crazy. And we as notaries really got to be ready to go and be prepared for this. No matter what arena you want to work in, you got to be ready, and I'm just looking at some of the comments and everything, and I see a lot of people are still, like, hey, I'm a general notary, I'm a general notary and an LSA and all of this. And I keep sharing with y'all, don't get caught up in titles. Get caught up in doing their job right. That is the key thing. And the more and more I talk to title companies and listen to what they're dealing with and going through, they're really just looking for some people to be good, solid notaries. They're not looking. Really appreciate your videos about 15-minute refi the other day. Yeah. Yeah, they really just need us to just be good, solid notaries. Get in, get out, get the deal done. One of the things that I've found out that's going on. Yeah, I should have. What's going on, Bruce? What's going on with you, my man? One of the things that I found out that's really going on, and we don't know this now. Shannon worked in a title office, so Shannon most definitely would know. This Shannon right here, she would most definitely know. But here's what's going on that I'm finding out: the signer and the title and or loan officer have been going at it. They've been scrapping in some cases. Seriously, they've been like straight up scrapping over the dollar amount, over the closing costs, over some of everything. And then you have the notary coming in, and that person ain't got time to be talking to anybody. The title company or the lenders sending us in there, and they just want to get the deal done and get on up out of here and close it. Because the person that might be on the border, might be on the fence big time, might not be willing to sign or changing their mind and all of that. And then we come in there and we belabor it with all of this fluff that is not necessary. And that's what I'm seeing is going on. So you get into this thing and you're sitting here and you see the person ain't feeling you too much. Like I was sharing the other day, how I did the closing in 15 minutes. And to be honest, it was less than 15 minutes because by the time I got to my car and, hit the thing, open my car door, it was 9:15. So I'm like, wow, okay, that was fast. And that's including the IDs and all of that. And it was just one person. So it was just one ID, or two IDs, boom, boom, boom. And I was in and out. So there's a lot of, what did Shannon say here? Absolutely. It is usually volatile working up to title, working up the title file. So by the time it's time to close, they just want the sign to be done with it, especially if it wasn't a good experience overall. And I know a lot of people, especially a lot of trainers, are saying, we want to create this great environment and this ambiance and Evian water and, Black Forest oak wood tables and stuff from Germany. That person who's sitting across from you, they like, I just need to get up. I just want to do this thing. And it's not our role to belabor the situation. And you don't want to get caught up in doing too much that frustrates them. Because think of it this way. When you are frustrated and you just want to get the deal done, whatever that deal may be, and somebody who's coming in that's supposed to close the deal, they hang, and you say, forget, I'm done. And let's be real. Let's be real. And Bruce can identify. I know Bruce can identify with this. As men, we already don't want to do it. So we go to a timeshare presentation. Our wife like, oh, let's go to, what's that thing called? Massanutten here in Virginia. Let's go to Massanutten, Virginia, go to the timeshare and all of that. But we go. We already don't want to go because we already know they're going to be selling to us. Then they're going to want to do a hard sell. And I got to spend 2.5 hours through this presentation, spend another hour to listen to this 19, 20-year-old trying to get $20,000 out of me. The moment they don't do the one thing that every man wants them to do, get to the bottom line. What's the bottom line? How much is it going to cost? Well, sir, before we get there, I'm going to ask you one more time. What's the bottom line? How much money you want from me? Well, sir, okay, before we get to that, babe, I'm out. Let's go. Sir, wait a minute. I'm done. I asked you to give me the bottom line. But, sir, we need to go through this here, this presentation and show you. I'm asking you to give me the bottom line. Do you want me to buy something from y'all? Yes or no? Well, yes. But we want to talk to you about, look, I know what amenities are. I know what fun is. And I know that you believe if I give you $20,000, I will have fun with these amenities. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay, so then how much is it going to cost? Okay, well, sir, give me your supervisor. Well, then the supervisor comes over. So, Mr. Griffin, what's the bottom line? How much you want? What's the deal? What's the monthly payments? What's my out of this deal? Can I get out of this deal if I don't like it? What's my money back guarantee? That's what I want to know. Now, you become a notary, keep that same thought process with your signers and recognize that when they say, I just want to sign to get the heck up out of here, I just want to sign to get this deal done. And I'm telling you, I don't think I've ever talked about this, but I've done so many deals just this year where the signers, they're only signing because they have to. They didn't even want the deal anymore. I did a reverse mortgage a couple of months ago. Give me the meal and I'm good. I did a reverse mortgage. And one of the things with the reverse mortgage, the house has to be to a certain level of safety and in good condition. And this lady's house wasn't. It was not. And after she spent money and actually borrowed money to get the house to where it needed to be so she could get the reverse mortgage, she basically wasn't going to get the amount of money from this reverse mortgage that she wanted. It's not that the reverse mortgage wasn't good. It's just that they have stipulations and her house didn't meet the standard. So they were like, you got to fix all of this before we do dot, dot, dot. And she was trying to get the money from the reverse mortgage to fix all of that. And they said, no, you need to fix it first. So I'm sitting here with her 9 something in the morning, what something like that on a Saturday. And she really didn't want to sign the papers, but she was like, I'm in it to win it. Now I have no choice. There's been so many people that by the time they got to the closing, they were so frustrated with the process that they were like, you know what? I don't even want to do this no more. But if I don't, I'm screwed. And there have been companies where I've heard where people have backed out, and guess what? When they backed out, that mortgage company sued them. So what you don't want as a notary, which no one talks about this, is be the cause of them backing out of the deal by you saying something or frustrating them or trying to make them feel like they are like you're trying to force them to do something or what have you. No, 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 no. Just get in there, do what you're supposed to do as a notary. And that's why it's so important for you to understand what you're supposed to do as a notary for us notarizing those signatures and all of that. What's going on, lady? So this is why it's important. There may be right now, it's more important, in my opinion, to get the deal done than to show how smart you are and how much you've studied. You know, a lot of people, and I get it, a lot of people you have put in time and effort, and so have I, to understand and learn this business. And you feel that your compensation to do this should be based off of the level of effort you put in to get good at it. That ain't how it works. In your W-2, you started with, came there with an associate's degree, you got a bachelor's, you got a master's, and everybody knows that by the time you get a master's, your salary is not going to match what the cost of the getting the master's was. You're not going to get it. You're just not going to get that. So if you know that, then what do? You work with what you have. But a lot of people in this notary business like, well, I bought this, I spent that, I've done this, I've done that. And you want them to pay you off of that. And all they're going to say is, nobody told you to do that. Nobody told you to do that. And your job ain't going to really pay you because they said, well, we told you to get a master's degree, but guess what? We help pay, we actually pay for it. So we put out X amount of thousands of dollars for you to get a master's degree so you can stay here with us and get a $2 raise. And you can't really complain about it because if you leave prior to the 2-year span of time that we have allotted, that after you get your master's degree, you got to work for us for 2 years. If you leave before then, you got to pay it all back. So that's why you don't really bump your gums too much about not getting your particular fair share salary wise for that master's degree you just got. You see what I'm saying? So how do we work this business right now? Things are tight. It's not even a thing of, oh, the system's rigged. Nothing's rigged. The issue is the real estate market is in flux. And at the end of the day, what's going to make this thing pop is the lenders finding good deals and the notaries closing those deals. And everybody in between not doing stuff that's going to screw it up. That's my take on it. I know some title people like, man, we don't like you, girl. No, because the deal starts with the lender and or the real estate agent, depending on how the situation is. But the lender is the one that's lending the money to buy that house. The notary is closing the deal. Everybody else in between is making sure all of the facts and figures are correct, primarily the title, settlement, escrow. The signing company is just the go-between to just get you to them and them to you. So they don't even have a dog in the fight from the standpoint of making the deal happen. For it's like, they're putting paperwork together, doing title stuff, this, that, and the other. They're not in it to that degree. But the title company can't do anything unless the realtor or the lender has somebody that qualifies for a loan. Once they have somebody that qualifies for a loan, it says at the end of the day, how to deal with nasty borrowers. Any advice? I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a second. Roberta, I'll get to that in a second. So we gotta be the ones to close the deal. The lender slash realtor got to be the ones to get the deal secured. And everybody in between got to get the paperwork together in a timely manner. And if all of that works smooth, then you got a quick, smooth closing deal. Plenty of business out there for everybody. But if the lender is giving them a hard time, if the settlement title people giving them a hard time, if the realtor is going back and forth and not doing their job, then we got to make sure we do our part correctly as the notary. So whether the person likes the deal or not, comfortable with it or not, want to do it or not, if they're sitting down across from us, we got to make sure that we do our part correctly. Whatever that we do, and what it is that all we got to do is make sure those documents are notarized properly. They are who they say they are. They got the right ID, this, that, and the other. We do that. The deal gets done, and then they go figure it out and all of that. So how to deal with nasty borrowers depends on how they are being nasty. Grab me a water here. If you can define what you mean by nasty, what's an example of them being nasty? Now, if they cussing you out and rolling up on you and all that, then you just leave. Bump all that, bump the dumb stuff. You just leave. And I think I had to do that. And I talked to y'all about this. It's been a while. I don't forget. But there's been times, I think one time I was like, okay, deuces, I'm out. Y'all want to cut up and act all this, that, and the other. You want to start, I ain't got time for that. So it depends on who they're being nasty to. Now, if they're being nasty toward me, and there was one time there was a lady, I think it was a lady, and I was like, is everything all right? Because you seem a little tense. And if you don't want to do this or want me here, then just say so, And I think I did that one time, and it was a lady, her vibe was just really, really, so I had to ask her, I was like, is everything all right? And she was like, no, everything's good. Everything. I said, okay. I said, if you don't want to proceed, then, let me know or what's going on. Now, if they just being mean and nasty to each other and to the loan officer and to anybody else, I don't care. That's when I really shut down and just focus on getting the heck up out of there as quickly as I can, sign, stamp, that's it, and I'm good to go. So when you talk about nasty, if they're not being nasty to me, I've seen couples argue with each other, but the only thing, they shouldn't be nasty to us. However, there are some people, they get beside themselves. They look uppity and some people will try you. Some people will disrespect what you do as a notary, thinking you're just whoever. And a few people that came across that way, I just told them straight up, I said, whether you sign or not, I still get paid. Now they don't know I might not get paid the full fee, but it's a true statement. I'm gonna still get paid. And there was one guy when I'm thinking about it, like I said, it's been a while, and he was doing something and he was like, so if I don't sign this, you ain't getting paid, are you? And I was like, no, I'm still getting paid. My pay ain't based off of whether you sign or not. My pay is based off of me being here. I was here and it wasn't my fault that you didn't sign. So guess what? I'm gonna get paid. You're right. We are at the last line of defense, but it's our profession to become true and all over. Yeah. So long as they ain't barking at me, I'm good. I'm good. So it's only happened a few times where people's had these little quirky attitudes and stuff toward me, but for the most part, they've been chill. So anybody got any other questions, any concerns, anything that y'all been thinking about? All of that, and then what my man Bruce said. It says, I've been at a signing where when I showed up, I was the only one actually making the signers feel at ease. Yeah. Um, and one of the things that I do, so when I'm sitting there and they're all tense and everything, and if I notice that they're tense, I'll say, okay, what that says, is everything okay with y'all? Do y'all need a moment? I said, would you like to just review the documents first before we get started? And I tell them, I said, because I don't know if you had an opportunity to do that. They're like, okay, yeah. I said, go on and take your time. And they do that. Now, let's just say I have not had a chance to prep my documents. While they're reviewing the documents and all of that, I'm going through and prepping my documents, pre-filling out my notarial areas, not signing them and not stamping them yet, but pre-filling them and all of that. If I need to put arrows on different things, I put the arrows on the different things, all of that. You know, that's what I would do while they're reading over the documents. I did that today. The couple was selling a property, making a good little chunk of change off of it, and they hadn't had a chance to look at the documents. So I said, well, here you go, take a look. And it was only 40 some pages, something like that. It wasn't that many. It took them about 20 some minutes to look things over because they hadn't seen anything. And while they was doing that, I just sat there and prepped my documents, got them all together, and bada boom, bada bing. And then we went head on and got the signing done, and everything was smooth because I had everything already prepped. They signed, and all I had to do was just sign and stamp. Use your time wisely. Make them feel comfortable. I tell them, I say, I'm here and I always tell the customer this, I'm here for you. My job is to make sure that you are good. I said, I don't know what the deal is, but if you're not comfortable, then we need to get somebody on the phone to have a conversation with you. I said, but I'm not here to make you do anything you don't want to do. I'm not here to pressure you. I'm not here to rush you. I said, if you want to take 2 hours to do this, by all means, you'll do it. I said, I just need to know if that's what you want to do because I do have an appointment and I need to let them know that I'm going to be running a little late. Reverse psychology. Well, no, we don't want you being running late with them. Oh, I said, I'm here for you. So this is your moment. This is your time. This is your money. I'm here to support you. And that's it. And you talk to them in that manner. How can they not give you a good review? How can they not be a little bit more at ease? Everybody else is on them and rushing them, especially the last minute signings. When you get in there and somebody says, I didn't even know we was closing today. I had no idea we was closing today. I'm at work and I get an email saying you're closing today at 5 o'clock. And then 10 minutes later, you're calling me. And now me and my wife scrambling, trying to figure out what we're going to do with the kids, what we're going to do with the dogs, what we're going to do with the squirrels. And we're here and we haven't seen nothing. And we asked and nobody showed us anything. Okay, let's stop. Please review the documents. Now, at that time, let's just say 5 o'clock, whatever, and it's a huge package. You know what I'm going to do then? I'm going to contact the signing company and say, hey, via email or whatever, so I have a record of it. Hey, just want to let you know that I got here. The couple said that they had not had an opportunity to review any of the documents. So I just want you to know that I do have another signing after this, and there's a chance that it might prohibit me from being able to get the scans and the documents shipped for next day delivery because they're going, we got 200 some pages and they're going to sit here and they want to read through everything first. That's what they want to do, and I'm trying to think, I don't know if it happened, but I don't know if it happened to me. It's been a while, or I just heard where somebody was saying that the couple was like, how about you leave, Notary, and come back after we finish reading through this? We want to read through this first, and we want to do it in private. If they ask you to do that, the only thing you can do is contact the signing company and tell them, hey, this is what the deal is. The couple said they want to do this. And then I would actually, before I leave, I would say, can y'all get get the person who you was talking to? Because sometimes they might have only been talking to the title company or the lender. And I will say, you know what? Get them on the phone. So while you're getting them on the phone, I'm going to get my people and communicate to them. You already know you're not going to be able to get the signing company on the phone. So unless it's Marcy from Professional Notary Services, you'll get her on the phone. So I would, And with Marcy, she'll say, professional officer, contact her. So you'll be able to contact her. But if it's anybody other than her, you may need to just go ahead on and send them a message through the thing. And if you're doing it in signing order through their communication thing, make sure you screenshot it so you'll have record of what you sent them, because when you hit that send button, you don't get it, or you just get the email address and then you just type them so you have a record of it. That's what you have to do so that you're covered, because again, we're not there to make them. Yes, we know the title company wants it done right now so that they can go ahead on and get this process. But if they don't want to read it, if they want to read it before they sign it, and you got 150, 200 pages, what are you going to do? So now the thing is, okay, maybe if that's the case and they say roll up out of here, come back later. Okay, well, it's at 5, I have a 6:30 appointment. So maybe I go and I come back after that. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, just call us and we'll let you know whether we're going to go through this deal or that we're ready. Okay, fine. Now, here's what I would do. I got a 6:30. Here it is. Let's just say 5:15. I would then call my 6:30 and be like, hey, just want to let you know that I had a slight modification in my schedule. I'm supposed to have been doing a 5 o'clock. They need to read the documents. They asked me to leave, and a little embellishing. I'm not that far from you. Or you go ahead on and start heading toward them. Hey, I'm not that far from you. Are y'all available for me to meet with y'all now? Because I'm gonna have to swing back to them. And if so, cool. If not, then I'll see y'all at 6:30. They might say, you know what, come on by. Come on over. Yeah, that's not a problem. Come on by. And then you go and get it done and knocked out. Now, you can let the signing company know, hey, this is what happened. They might get pissed. And I'll be honest, there's some title companies and signing companies that really get heated. And they'll be like, how dare you? It's like, look, I got all of this coming at me. I'm trying to get it all done. Schedule got flipped. The customer, actually, and then especially when you talk to the customer and they're like, actually, I really wanted to do it earlier, but they was telling me it had to be at this time. It can all work out that way. You get what I'm saying? And let me see. You said, I'm watching your video before I get started mobile notarization. Thank you so much for posting the videos and doing these live. You're welcome. Yep, great method. That's right. Cover that tailbone. And then Atuna says, I just responded to a post you made about COVID cases. Can you talk about your safety procedures and sign us home? I go in there and I just spray everybody down. Spray them down. And safety procedures. I don't even know if I have them on my mind. Look, I always got my gloves. Mask. If need be, have my booties and all of that. You can have pins that you can throw or have wipes to wipe the pins off. Yeah, I've had 2 cancellations because people came tested positive for COVID. Yeah, I go in there if I have to, I go in there with a mask. I have no problem going in there. I'll put a mask on. One of the things that I got to get some more. A lot of times, I think I got some in the cabinet. A lot of times I'll put in my mask a little tiny dab of some essential oil that I like to smell. My favorite is the doTERRA Blue. doTERRA is expensive, so I always like to find somebody to give me a little sample. But I will put a little tiny dot, because that stuff is powerful when it's concentrated. A little small dab into the into the mask, so that while I have it on, I smell it, and that helps me out there. The gloves and all of that, I just bought some more gloves. I got so many masks, it ain't funny. I got enough masks to last me probably through next year. Gloves, all of that kind of stuff. So I got wipes. I got everything. So you have your wipes and all that. You can wipe your pins down. Now, I would say what I would do this go around, if things started breaking out where we got to really go into that COVID protocol, I would most definitely let the signers know ahead of time, hey, they're going to want us to use blue ink. So do you have a good blue pen? And I would ask them, I said, if you have like a fine point blue pen, that would be great. Medium point puts out too much ink. And in some of the signature block areas, the ink will run too much. There's a chance that it will run. So I would want a fine point pen. If need be, I will get some disposable pens. I ain't necessarily gonna buy something that's gonna be in a little individual plastic. I mean, you can, but that costs some money. And I would try to get as a decent disposable fine point blue pen, as well as a black pen or pens to give to them so that they can use. But the medium point pens, they just put out too much ink. And if you have somebody that has a slow handwriting, there's some slow writers, and when they write slow, all that ink starts flooding out and it makes the signature a little unrecognizable sometimes, or it takes a lot longer for that ink to dry. And then if they accidentally swipe their hand across it, or you hit that thing and it hasn't dried yet, now it's all smudged. So that's why I use fine point, the 0.5 or the 0.7. The 0.7 is fine point for the G2 pen, and the 0.5 is the extra fine point. The 0.7 works very well for left-handed people. It puts out a good amount of ink because of the way they angle their hand. The 0.5, the extra fine point, feels like the tip of a sharp knife to some people. So they may want a piece of paper underneath the paper that they're writing on. So if you have like a piece of cardstock, you can do that. But yeah, that's what I would do. So for is when I leave the house, you can have disinfectant stuff to spray yourself down, spray your bag down, all of that. You say regular ballpoint pens aren't sufficient. Well, keep in mind there are some signature blocks that are small. And because they're small, the person, depending on how they write, they can write very slow and sloppy, and it doesn't look like their signature, doesn't even look like their name. So you can try it out yourself, get a regular ballpoint, and a regular ballpoint pen is typically the medium point pen. If it also big, whoever it says medium point, you can try it out and do that and see the difference between a medium point, a fine point, and an extra fine point. Doesn't matter what the brand is. Tool, G2, Bic, Sharp, it don't matter. Just make sure that that they're able to write, the ink comes out nicely, but it doesn't look smudged and runny together. Because I'm telling you, they will kick it back and like, we don't know who signed this. So be a little more proactive about that and think about that ahead of time. I haven't had any problems with the G2 pens. Now, there are some people who don't like them. There are a lot of people, I would say 99% of the people I've done closings with, they tell me straight up, they like the G2 pens. They like the way it writes, especially the 0.7, the fine point. And then there's been some people that's like, they don't like them at all. They don't like gel pens and all of that. And if you find a person who don't like them, watch them very carefully, because they always talk about, yeah, they run and they smudge, and then they do. Some people will purposely run their hand across to try to make it smudge to get you to change. So you got to pay attention to them. Those pens, typically the ink dries pretty fast. I really haven't had a problem with them. I haven't had a problem with. Other people have a problem with. I haven't had a problem with them. So work it how you can, test it out so that way you're prepared. But that's what I do. I always keep gloves. I have so many daggone gloves in my bag, it ain't funny. The little disposable booties, wipes, all of that. And lastly, there are people who, especially military people, who don't like writing in blue ink, because military people are always told everything got to be in black. So they get they're diametrically opposed to using blue, and they start spazzing and freaking out and things like that. And I have to tell them, I said, it's so that they know that it's an original signature on your original documents. because they will ask you, why I got to be in blue? Because they want to ensure that on your original documents, it's your original signature. That way they can differentiate it if there's copies made of these documents, that the original documents are in blue. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. All right, give me the blue pen. And I'm like, okay. It never fails. Probably 10 or 15 times a month I have to do that. I'm serious. 10 or 15 times I have to tell people that, and I just, that's just a part of the business. That really is just a part of it. Any other questions? Any other questions? That y'all got anything going on, something that y'all are seeing or hearing in the notary business? Now, I will say this here. Be mindful and be watchful. There are going to be people that are going to be marketing to you even more. The more the real estate closings dry up, the more people are going to be marketing stuff to you to do. The more the business dries up for them, the more they're going to be marketing stuff to you so that they can make money. I'm not saying that they're wrong in doing it. They are 100% correct in doing it because it's their business. But you, as a business owner, have to ask yourself, is taking that course at this time actually going to work and benefit me in my business? That's what you have to ask yourself. You can't look at this as a W-2. You have to ask yourself, is taking that course, spending that money on that thing, something that literally is going to actually help me? And if it is something that can help me, when? Is it something that can help me within the next 30 to 60 days, or 4 to 5, 6 months, or a year? And if you understand that this thing that I'm doing now isn't going to come into effect until down the road, don't be pissed off about the fact that you spent money on it or think that somebody got over on you. But if you're looking for something that you're taking now to help you now, you need to make sure you do your due diligence in ensuring that is what they're trying to teach me, is what they're trying to tell me I should look into doing, something that's viable in my area. So, and that's with everything. If you're a person that typically does general notary and they start talking about loan closing, if you typically do loan closing, they start talking about estate planning. You're somebody who does Ron, and now they're talking about doing apostille. If you're somebody that does apostille, but now they're talking about doing Ron. Whatever they're talking about, it's your responsibility as the business owner to ensure that it's something that you can implement fairly quickly and start making money on, maybe within the next 4 months. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to check for yourself. I think I heard that Ron is now approved in California. If somebody knows about that, can you tell me yes or no? That's what I heard. I saw in a group text that I'm in that I guess Ron has been approved in California. So if that's the case, now you're going to have people saying, hey, take my Ron course. Now the question is, are you a notary that's in California that knows Ron, or are you a notary that's in Georgia or Tennessee or somewhere else that's trying to just say, hey, take my course and you'll learn how to do Ron? You get what I'm saying? You have to do your due diligence. Now, I know people will take this as, Griff, you're trying to stop people from making money. No, I'm trying to help people not to waste their money. There's a big difference. You're going to do what you do. Just like people like, okay, nobody stopped Target and Walmart from making money. But people said, I can't spend the money. Okay, not yet. SOS has created training and specifications. All right, cool. See, I keep seeing that people keep pumping like, oh yeah, Ron is in California, and they don't know what they're doing. But Here's the thing. Walmart and Target haven't stopped doing stuff to make money. However, there are people who stopped using Walmart and Target and went to the dollar store. There's people who is Harris Teeter and Whole Foods haven't stopped doing what they need to do to make money, but there's people who started going to Walmart and Target because they can't afford that over there. So they shifted. Nobody's saying stop trying to make money as a trainer or as a whatever. It's you, the business owner, you have to make sure that what you spend and invest your money in is going to benefit you. And now you have to figure out, when will it benefit you? And sometimes that's not an easy question to answer. It might take 10 months, it might take 10 days, but you need to do that. That's a part of being a business owner. That's what the trainers are doing. That's what the course creators, that's what the people who are selling things to you are doing. They're saying, if I sell this, it's going to do this for me. Nothing wrong with it. If I buy this, what will it do for me? That's when your spouse goes out and says, I want to go spend money on this. How does that affect our bottom line in this family? When you, as a business owner, go out to spend money, do I even have time to invest in doing it? Let's just say we'll take a apostille. Do I actually have the time to do it the way it needs to be done? It's either yes or no. Can you make money with it? Yeah. Matter of fact, there's people who need it. But now the question is, can I add that to my business without dropping something else that I'm already doing in my business to make money? Or do I have to let something go in order to add a apostille? If I got to let something go, then how does that affect me financially? Which means I probably need to figure a way to get my finances to a level that when I let this amount of money go, let's just say I'm getting $2,000 from this thing over here. When I let that go to do a apostille, and it may take me 2 months to start really getting money in for a apostille, how am I going to survive without that $2,000 a month for 2 months? That's the question. You get what I'm saying? That's the question. So it says here, I ran into a problem with that. I wanted to do Ron General Notary work through Notarize. I didn't know that Notarize doesn't offer work to notaries in, I guess, Arkansas. I guess that's Arkansas. Yeah. So then you find out that there's certain, you got the Ron platforms, but if you're in a certain state, you can't get work from them, all that. So that's all. This is where the research comes in. All I'm asking and encouraging y'all to do is spend money where it's going to be beneficial for your business. Understand what you want to do in your business. Understand what you can do in your business, because you can't do everything. There's just some things you can't do in your business. Like for me, when it comes to, let's say, again, apostille. One of the things about apostille in Virginia, right now it's going to take about 3 weeks before I can get a face-to-face appointment. If I mail it up there, it's going to take 10 days. Also, the document has to have been issued in the last 12 months, or as they say, properly notarized within the last 12 months. So if the document that's been notarized that I'm sending to the state to be authenticated was done 15 months ago, it has to be redone. If the document that I'm sending up there, marriage certificate, birth certificate, death certificate, or whatever the case may be, and it was issued 2 years ago, they need a new one that's been issued out within the past 12 months. Sorry about that. That puts a cramp in the workflow. So that means if somebody comes to me in the middle of the month, it's going to take 10 days if I mail it up there. I'm not going to get an appointment for 3 weeks. That puts me in November. If the documents that they have are outside of the scope of what Virginia says it needs to be, because remember, these are Virginia documents, not California or some other state. What does that mean? That means now that person has to go get new documents. How long is it going to take them to get the new documents and provide them to me so that I can mail them to them? So if it takes them 10 days, you see what I'm saying? Now you're pushing out. So if I see something like that, Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead on and book an appointment anyway, just in case by the time they get me the documents, it'll just be quicker for me to run up there since I got an appointment. But now I got to make time out to do the appointment, which means any orders that come in for that day, I basically got to say no, depending on what time the appointment is. So if the appointment is in the afternoon, basically I'm not taking anything that day, because after already driving up there one time, I know I need to drive up there at least 2.5 hours ahead of time just to be on the safe side, maybe 3. So my appointment at 1, that means I'm leaving at 10:30. So I can just be up there and just drive around or something, or find me a spot that I can park, or whatever the case may be, until it's time for me to go in there. And then I go pay for parking and all of that. Those are the things that I have to do logistically. So that means I'm not going to make any money that day. But then if the order comes, the documents come in after that, then I may have to mail them. So these are the things that I have to look at. And it's like, the order that I got in this month, I'm not getting paid till next month, because not everybody's going to want to pay you up front. And that's one of the things. Notice that, well, for my apostille, you're going to pay me up front. Nothing wrong with asking them to do that. But if they choose not to, if they say, no, I'm not paying you up front, I will pay you when everything is done. So you either say, yes, I'll go ahead on to do it, or nah, you go find someone else. Which one you going to do? What they say, bird in the hand is better than one in the bush, or something like that. So you get this, and you know you got this, you know you can get the job done, but you like, nah, I need my money now. They's like, nah, we're not doing that. So what are you gonna do? You get what I'm saying? Thank you, thank you. And that's really what it's about. It's just about the common sense, as I call it. I have a thing called common sense notary that I do, and that's what it is. You know, you have to look at all aspects of this thing, even from the people. Like I said last Friday, there's some people out here, and I'm not trying to be funny and be picking on people, but there's some men and women out here that's not stable. They're all over the place. One day they doing this, the next day they doing that, the third day they doing both of those things, and all of a sudden the fourth day they ain't doing nothing. They here, they there, they everywhere. And as many of us know who spent time in the church, what's that favorite scripture that people love to quote? A double-minded person, or a double-minded man is unstable in all their ways. To make it more modern, make it neutral, a double-minded person, human being, notary, business credit person, if they're double-minded, they're unstable. You got to be fixed-minded to some degree. You can't be here and then there. And it's not, and in one aspect, you can say, well, yes, you can. Okay. But do you have to have people with you while you're doing it? Are you pulling people along in your unstableness? And that ain't good. No different than what you would tell your son or daughter. Okay, I see you have your little friend there, but they don't seem too together. You need to tell Kiara, she not welcome over here, because that child is not together at all. She's just all over the place. Big Mama says, you know what? You tell Rayon, I have a cousin named Rayon, that's why I picked that name. You tell Rayon he needs to get his head together before he come back to the family reunion. You ain't right. So in other areas of our life, we do not tolerate people who are not stable, who are all over the place, who are not focused. Unfocused people cannot lead and guide you at all, because if they're not focused, then how can you be focused? And 2 minutes of focus, 16 days of not focus, does not move anybody towards success and prosperity in business. That is what y'all need to understand. These are basic principles of grown-upism, being a grown-up. And you as a business owner, you have every right. You're not at anybody who's selling you stuff beck and call. They're at yours. I know the people out there. Ooh, oh. No, when you go to the restaurant and you're buying stuff and you go to the there at your how may I help you? The person selling you something, yes, you may need everything that they have, but they're still at your beck and call because guess what? It's your money. You ain't got to spend it with them. You see what I'm saying? So what I want to see is people who are selling things to notaries show more respect to notaries and not make notaries feel like they have to do this or they're going to be a straight up failure in this business, which you're not. You're not. You're not going to be a straight up failure because you didn't buy this thing from them right now. There's courses that I bought. I still haven't had time to, I just haven't had time to go get into them. But in some cases, I'm out there doing the actual business of what they're talking about anyway. You get what I'm saying? So one of the things I just not going to let anybody make me feel that I have to do it the way they said do it. There's nothing wrong. Okay, yes, you're successful, this, that, and the other. But when you make me feel like I have no choice in the matter of my business, and especially when you're not in my state, you're not here with me day in and day out. You really need to come with more than just I told you to do this or just do what I did. You really got to give me some valid, justified reason why I should just stop everything I'm doing and do it the way you did. And then if you're telling me that and it don't work, then what? And I don't want to hear those people, I don't know what else. I mean, it worked for me. No, that ain't gonna cut it. I don't know about for you ladies, but for us men folk here, I got a wife and kids. I got a wife and kids. I don't care how grown my sons are, they're my boys. I got to look out for them. And you want me to do something and spend money with you to learn something and do something, and you can't even help me understand. You can't even prove to me that it's something viable that I could use where I'm at right now. It's something that's popping where you are, but it's not necessarily popping where I'm at. Just so y'all can understand where I'm at with this. I developed this thought process what I'm getting ready to share with y'all years ago, way back in my 20s, back when I was presented with all that network marketing, Amway and Shackley and Prime America, and I think it was ACN and all that stuff. And I ain't had no money to hop in that stuff. And they would say, well, if you get in it now, you get it at a discount. Matter of fact, even Robert Kiyosaki's stuff, real estate investing, I still got some stuff from books and stuff. It's good information. And there was some stuff they was like, hey, but you bought these books, but if you buy this, and I said, well, I don't have the money. Well, see, if you get in it now, you'll get it at this big discount. And it was like a light bulb that hit me that day when I was at that conference, that Robert Kiyosaki conference. I said, so after today, y'all not selling this anymore, ever? No, 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 no. We still sell it, this, that, and the other. We just offering a big discount today. And I said, so you believe in the process, the steps, everything that this course or this thing has to offer, right? Yeah. So that means as it will work today, 2 months now it will work just as well if I got it 2 months from now. Yeah, I said, so what's wrong with me buying it 2 months from now after I do some thinking and some research on my own? Well, you just won't get it at the discount. Okay, well, I'm willing to pay full price if it's all that it says it is, then I still make my money back, right? That dude got pissed at me. Because see, what I don't want is nobody trying to make me feel that if I don't do it now, I'm just going to miss out forever. Now, if I don't do it now, will I miss out on this discount? Yes. But don't tell me that if I don't do it now, I will never have that opportunity again. Because then if you come back around and offer it at a discount, the same discount or even bigger, I'm going to be pissed because you lied to me. You told me if I don't do it now, and then you turn around and offer, and that's their right to do that. They can change their mind. But I didn't want to be in that situation. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to do it today. But you don't miss out. I said, I got it. I said, but I need to talk to my wife. I need to look at some things financially. I need to check myself and see if I'm even in a position to do this. This is way back when I was in my late 20s. And I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't sign up for the stuff. And still haven't. Because later on I found out I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready. So whatever somebody's trying to sell you within the notary business or outside the notary business, are you really ready for it? Are you ready for estate planning? Are you ready for apostille? Are you ready for general notary? Are you ready for loan closing? Are you ready for run? Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready to do a run closing. I had to throw that in there, y'all. Y'all know that song, but I know I'm acting silly. I ain't drank nothing, ain't smoked nothing. I'm just cutting up right now. I'm just cutting up. But that's the thing. There's a lot of times I gain knowledge and I learn and I research stuff just so I can analyze it to see if this is something viable for me to do in my life right now. And there was times where I would tell my mom and pop, they would get mad at me. I said, Mom, Dad, I'm listening to you. I hear what you're saying. I said, don't stop sharing information with me. Even though I don't implement it now, I'm confident that at some point in time, I will have to implement it. It benefits me of you telling me stuff now and sharing with me so that when that time comes, I'll be able to put it into practice. Some things just aren't ready to put in practice now. I'm not ready to put it in practice now. And a good trainer, a good business content or things seller will honor and respect that. Okay. They will honor and respect that. And if they're really down with you, when you do buy the actual item, and it might be 6 months, it might even be a year before you actually get into it. If they for real, they'll be there with you. They'll be there to support you and help you out. And that's what I try to do with what I do. And I ain't even really selling nothing, to be honest. But that's what I want in my life, that I buy your thing, I go use it, and then whenever I decide to implement it, can you be there for me? And if you can be there for me, cool. If you're not going to be there for me, then maybe I don't need to buy it. I'm just saying, but at the end of the day, I know each one of you are going to do what you feel is best. Each one of you, or some of you may look at this as, I'm gonna just step out on faith and do this thing, and it'll just pop for me. Okay. Has other things just popped for you? Because if you have a popless life, what makes you think this is gonna start popping? Things pop when you add the necessary heat to it. A kernel of corn don't pop into popcorn until you put the necessary ingredients together, some oil and some heat. If you put heat there, yeah, it'll pop, but it might take long and it might be all burnt and scarred or charred. If you have oil but no heat, you just got an oil soaked kernel of corn. You got to have the right ingredients at the right time to get the right results. That's all. That's all you got to do. And for many of us who've never ran a business before, many of us who are iffy, scared, we want somebody to hop in here and help us and show us and this, that, and the other. Sometimes that's not going to happen the way we want. And we have to figure it out ourselves. That's why, like, one of the things, I do the YouTube channel membership. That's why I do these videos. That's why I talk differently than what other people talk about this business. Because I've experienced some things. No, I don't make millions of dollars in this business, but I've had just as much experience and knowledge and know-how as somebody who This is their first business and they're making millions of dollars. That's nice. And not everybody who make millions of dollars is in touch with reality concerning a business. They just know they somehow got fortunate and made that money. They hopped in at the right time, and next thing you know, they popping and making all kind of money. You see what I'm saying? Do you think the real estate market is going to get tougher? Yes, it is going to get tougher. It's going to get tougher. It is truly going to get tougher. I'm not going to lie to you. It is going to get tougher. If you look at some of the YouTube channels I tell you about, Real Estate Mindset, Orlando Minor, Sachs Realty, SASACH, something like that, Sachs Realty. I'm telling you, they're telling you things are going to get tougher. Things are going to get rougher. Reventure Consulting. California is crashing. Tennessee is crashing. All kind of states are crashing. The home builders are dropping stuff. The prices and everything. It's all kinds of stuff going on out here. There's still real estate agents are still telling the homeowners to hold your prices up here. And nobody is buying. Loan applications are going down. Very few. I mean, it's like down 50%, I think what they call year over year from last year this time. So it's going to get tougher. It is. It's going to get tougher. And we just got to find a way to hang in there. Thank you, Miss Dream. Dreams, I keep messing at that last part of. And now that you're a member, you look on the community tab. I put a link up there for registration for training this weekend. I meant to say that in the beginning. I forgot, which was an hour ago. I forgot. Let me see. I know I got to pick up my son from work and stuff. All right. Don't feel like doing that. Don't feel like doing that. Don't feel like doing it. Yeah. But yeah, I'm doing training this weekend with the members, some doc training, going over purchases, sales, documents, and refis. And I meant to say that earlier for people who don't stay in the thing this long. I forgot and stuff. But thank you for being a member. Hang in here with us as long as you desire. There's some good information in there and all of that. Really, really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate you and all of that. But the main thing is you have it in you, as I've always said, you have it in you to figure out this business. Trust yourself. If you don't, then find somebody that can help you to trust yourself and help you to figure things out without it costing you an arm and a leg. There's things that you can do on your own. You can get your own focus. It doesn't always have to cost you $100, $200, all of that. And I know people say, well, it's good to get in groups and stuff. Sometimes it's good to just do it by yourself. When I look at a lot of these business owners, these multi-million, a lot of these cats stood by themselves. If you really sit there, Elon Musk, nobody believed in what he was doing. Tiger Woods, nobody believed in what he's doing. LeBron, Jordan, Coach Prime out there, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime in Colorado. All of these guys, and even the ladies out there, Venus and Serena, going all the way back to Billie Jean King. All of them, nobody believed in them. Coco Golf right now. Gabby Douglas. My son used to train with Gabby Douglas. We didn't even know who she was. She didn't know us, but we saw her when she was little because she was out here in Virginia Beach. Simone Biles. All of these people. Sha'Carri Richardson. Nobody believed in her. Y'all go back. I did a video saying she's gonna be back. That she is. It's okay because we know what it's like to try to get somebody to Olympics. We were doing that with my youngest son, and a lot of these people rode by themselves and had very few people around them. You can do the same. You don't have to be in this group, this crowd. Sometimes the group and the crowd is gathering just to keep an eye on you, just to keep you at their level. They're here, and then you start surpassing them. Not that you're trying to surpass, you're just doing what you do, and they're like, whoa, ho, 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 ho. I ain't ready to get up there. I didn't ask you to come up here. You up here, they like, wait a minute, I ain't ready. Okay, stay here. I'm here. Boom. That's life. And some people aren't cool with you. Shh, hey, I gotta do me. I'ma do me. I gotta do me. That's where it's gonna be. And that's life. That is truly life. Y'all can do this business at an affordable expense, a little thought, and a lot of hustle. That's it. That's it. I'm telling y'all. I don't know what else. Sometimes I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to say it. I just know it's time now for y'all to execute. Um, it's all about execution. You know, yeah, they took what was given to them and made it happen. That's it. And can you now? I'm gonna close out with this. Why is it so hard for notaries to go out here and do this business? Because you personally probably don't want to put forth the effort. You personally probably don't want to put forth the effort. You are unwilling to put forth the necessary effort. You want it to be laid out to you because maybe that's who you are as a person, or because somebody has put that into your spirit and gave you that impression that it should be easy. Or a third one could be fear. You're afraid to step out. You want 100% assurances. You can't always get 100% assurances. Sometimes you just got to go for it. You're afraid to fail. You're afraid to succeed. W2 mindset, all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's about 80. So, you know, it's a whole lot of different things. And here's the thing. You're responsible for figuring out what it is that's slowing you up. What it is. Are you afraid to succeed? That if you do succeed, you have no excuse. Some people will get into something to say that it's no good, it's going to fail, so they can so they can have an excuse to stay at their current state, their W2, whatever. Some people just don't want to try. They want to be a part of everything, but they don't want to really make it happen. They just want to be in the mix. They just want to be in the know. They just want to be in the cool thing, the thing that's popping at that moment. But they really don't want to change their life. They don't really look for that thing to change their life. They cool with it. I'm good. I knew it wasn't gonna work in the first place. I just tried it for. So you spent $2,000 just to try something because you really didn't expect it to work. Yeah. And then that'll be the person that's talking about, well, I can train you. I got a course. I got a book to sell you. I got this. I got that. Nah, that's an unstable person. They straight crazy. Okay, or not thinking correctly. Sorry about that, YouTube. They straight not thinking correctly. They're who they are is very, very questionable. That's what I should say. Okay. Hold on 1 second. All right, let me get out of here, party people. It's time for me to go get my son and all that good stuff. Pick him up from work. And yeah, they say Craig. Yeah, I'm just saying, I mean, y'all get what I'm saying. So thank y'all very much. I'm gonna go pick him up, come home, take care of some stuff, pick the wife up, get some more stuff done, get my docs printed for tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. at the FedEx. I got to meet them at the FedEx and knock that out. So I think, looking at my calendar now, hold on. I got 1, 2, I got 5 closings tomorrow. Okay, 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 okay. And tomorrow is, oh, okay, that's even better. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, okay, yeah. I'm looking good here. I'm looking good. All right, so, all right, bet. That's good. That's good. All right, well, you look, y'all have a good one. As always, I'm here to help y'all out. If you want some real dedicated help, support with this business, hit the join button, join the YouTube channel membership. But thank y'all as always for everything. Appreciate you, Bruce. Appreciate you big time, my man. And like I said, I'm here just to help y'all out. But you're gonna do what you do and stand 10 toes down on the decision that you made, whether it works or it doesn't. You'll be all right. Okay. Yep. And if you need Q, hit him up for marketing material. He's still helping people out with that. At Captivated Notary Marketing Solutions, Google that, and you'll find him on out there. You hit him up on Google, and he will help you out completely and everything. All right. Y'all have a good one. Peace.